So this video is going to be called Why Transitioning Has Been Good for Me. So number one, and probably the most important thing to me, is not feeling like I have to hide large parts of myself anymore. I spent most of my life before transitioning feeling like if I acted a certain way or was doing certain behavior around certain people, then they would figure me out and, I would be shunned socially, or I would lose everything that I had worked for financially and in my personal life. And I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like I can just be myself and I don't have to worry what other people think, because at least I like who I am. And that's very fulfilling if you've ever lived through that experience. Number two is I am a lot more confident in my body than I used to be. I have a lot of negative moments where I feel really self-conscious, but there's moments where I actually just genuinely enjoy how I look when I look in the mirror, and that's something I never had before. So big plus to number two. I would say number three is just being able to identify more easily what I actually enjoy versus what I don't. I feel like for most of my pre-transition life, I also really struggled with identifying behaviors that were painful for me, because so much of my experience was painful that I kind of was just like, oh, if I'm good at this thing, then that means I like it, right? And it's not always that simple. I know a lot of behaviors that I now look back on and I'm like, I don't know why I ever enjoyed that. I really found a lot of enjoyment at the time and a lot of satisfaction, and it was really hard for me to let go of some of those habits. I'm going to be honest. It was probably the hardest part of my transition was finding the parts of me and the parts of my habits and daily routines that I actually liked and didn't like, and being able to separate those two things. So number four is I just generally take care of my space and my body a little bit better. I feel like now that I actually want to be in it even a tiny bit, it's really a lot more important to me to take care of my space and my body and to make sure that I'm feeling healthy and able to live this life that I've worked so hard to create for myself. And that's something I never really had before. I really wanted to die most of my life pre-transition, or at the very least, I just didn't want to be where I was at any given point. It didn't matter where I was. I just didn't really want to be there. I just wanted to be somewhere else where I wasn't suffering, really just at home, just, safe, isolated. That was the only safe place I really knew. But I don't feel that way the majority of the time anymore, although I do have my days. And I think that's something that I'm tremendously grateful for as well. Number five is honestly the experiences that I've gotten to have since I've transitioned. I've met some really amazing people, but more so than that, I've just been in some really incredibly fulfilling environments, and from Renaissance fairs to Burning Man kind of events to everything in between. I feel like a lot of those things I wouldn't necessarily have been open to if I didn't transition and find my place to enjoy those things within those things. So number six is going to be my connection with my friends and family and my animals and loved ones. I feel like I have gained a lot more awareness of myself, which has really allowed me to have much deeper connections with the people in my life. And I'm incredibly grateful for being able to be open and genuine with so many of the people in my life today, which is something I just never had before I transitioned. So number seven is my music and art, which again, I feel like I have really found a lot more of my styling and who I am in my music and art since I've transitioned. Not to say that I didn't do music before, but I didn't really have a reason to write music until after I transitioned and wanted to share and express my journey with other people. So this one may vary for some people, but for me, I really found a lot of artistic inspiration in my transition. And that's what led me to start this YouTube journey in the first place, was transitioning and giving myself a place online to capture and share that transition with so many people. So number 8 on the list is going to be just having a space to feel soft and vulnerable and squishy. And again, this may vary for different people and whether you're transitioning one way or another. But for me, I never really felt like I had a space to be soft and vulnerable and to just enjoy comfortable things and, have nice, soft, fuzzy blankets and a really soft comforter and, have my room just set up to where it can just be soft and inviting. And that's something I appreciate a whole heck of a lot, actually, just being able to be soft. I would say number 9, and this is something that's really personal to me, is just being able to help other people through their transition journey. I know that not everyone would enjoy that either, but for me, that's been a huge part of my transition, and just being open to sharing my experiences with people and learning how to let people in on some of the things that I've really struggled with and that have been really personal to me. So thank you for watching. And number 10 is you, the viewer, because without y'all, I wouldn't be making these videos still. I have been doing this for almost 2 years, and I'm not doing it for the money, I tell you that much. But the support and the reactions that I get in the community, they really do mean all the world to me. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here in this space, even if it might be a little bit scary. And I hope wherever you are in your journey, whether it involves transition or otherwise, that you find the love that you deserve today and every other day. And until next time, much love always.